What if I told you that your actions, not your circumstances, determine your reality? Let's imagine two artists, each standing before a blank canvas, brushes poised. A gust of wind sweeps through the studio. One artist curses the wind, blaming it for disrupting his work. The other artist, however, embraces the wind. He allows it to guide his brush, creating a masterpiece that reflects the unpredictable beauty of nature. Two identical situations, two different outcomes. Why? It's all about perspective and action. It's not the wind that defines the final piece, but how the artist reacts to it. It's easy to blame external conditions for our failures or lack of progress. But the truth is, it's our actions in response to these conditions that shape our reality. So, next time you face a challenging circumstance, remember this. It's not about the wind, but how you set your sail. How often do we limit our catch because of the size of our frying pan? This question brings us to the tale of a fisherman, a simple man of humble means. Every day, he would set sail before dawn, cast his nets, and wait patiently for the ocean's bounty. When he would pull in his nets, they'd be teeming with fish of all sizes. But he would only keep the small ones, tossing the larger, more valuable fish back into the sea. Why? Because his frying pan was small, and he believed he could only cook what could fit in it. This fisherman, like many of us, had fallen into the trap of self-imposed limitations. He had the opportunity to catch bigger fish, to increase his earnings, and to improve his life. But he chose not to. He accepted the size of his frying pan as an unchangeable fact of his life, a constraint that defined his reality. And this is not a tale unique to this fisherman. It's a narrative that many of us unknowingly live out. We are the artists of our lives, but instead of painting on a vast canvas, we confine ourselves to a tiny corner. We let societal conditioning, perceived constraints, and fear of the unknown dictate the scope of our dreams and the magnitude of our goals. We accept mediocrity as our standard, not realizing that we are capable of so much more. But what if we dared to dream bigger? What if we questioned the size of our frying pan, our self-imposed limitations? What if we allowed ourselves to believe that we could catch, cook, and relish the bigger fish? By challenging our constraints, we open ourselves up to a world of possibilities, to a life that is richer, more fulfilling, and more aligned with our true potential. So, let's take a moment to reflect. Are we limiting our catch because of the size of our frying pan? Are we living below our potential, accepting mediocrity due to societal conditioning? If so, it's time to change. We must challenge our self-imposed limitations and dare to dream bigger. A man blames his weight gain on slow metabolism, but what's really on his plate? It's easy to point fingers at external factors when things don't go as planned. We've all been there. A student blames their low grades on the difficulty of the subject. A businessman attributes his failure to the economy. And yes, a man blames his weight gain on a slow metabolism. But is that really the case? Is that the full picture? Let's look at the man blaming his weight gain on a slow metabolism. With this mindset, he's given his power away to an external factor. His metabolism, something he feels he has no control over. But what if we look closer? What if we examine his daily habits, his eating choices? What if we find out he's been indulging in fast food more often than not, and his exercise routine is practically non-existent? See, the truth is, it's not his metabolism that's the culprit, it's his choices, it's his actions. And this is where we need to focus. It's easy to blame our circumstances on things beyond our control. It's easy to play the victim, to hide behind excuses. But in doing so, we're giving away our power. We're surrendering our ability to change, to grow, to improve. Now, this is not about shaming or guilting ourselves. It's about taking responsibility. It's about acknowledging that our actions, our choices, have consequences. That we are the architects of our own lives. And if we want different results, we need to make different choices. So, the next time you find yourself blaming your circumstances on something outside of yourself, take a moment. Step back. Look at your actions, your choices. Are they serving you? Are they bringing you closer to the life you want to live? Or are they holding you back? Remember, we are not defined by our circumstances, but by how we respond to them. We are not victims of our metabolism, our economy, or our difficult subjects. We are creators. We are capable of change, of growth, of improvement. It's time to take responsibility for our actions and stop hiding behind excuses. Are life's challenges hurdles or stepping stones for you? This question is not just rhetorical. It's a reflection on how we perceive and navigate the trials and tribulations that life throws at us. Consider the sailor, who needs the wind to sail his ship. Without it, he remains stagnant, unable to move forward. But when the wind blows against him, does he give up? No, he adjusts his sails. He uses the adverse wind to his advantage to propel his ship forward. Similarly, we can harness the power of life's challenges to fuel our journey of self-improvement. Life is not a calm sea. It's full of storms, big waves, and occasional hurricanes. But just like the sailor, we can use these adversities to our advantage. Think of it as a test of resilience, a test of character. The bigger the challenge, the greater the opportunity for growth. And it's not just about overcoming the challenges, it's about what we learn from them. Every challenge presents an opportunity to learn something new, to develop a new skill, to gain a new perspective. It's a chance to become a better version of ourselves. Sure, it's easier said than done. It's hard to see the silver lining when you're in the middle of the storm, but remember, the storm doesn't last forever. It's temporary. What remains is the strength you've gained, the wisdom you've acquired, and the person you've become. So, how do we navigate these challenges? By adopting a growth mindset, by embracing change, by viewing challenges not as obstacles but as opportunities, by understanding that failure is not the end, but a stepping stone towards success, by realizing that we have the power to transform our circumstances no matter how dire they may seem, and most importantly, by taking action, by not just waiting for the storm to pass, but learning how to dance in the rain, by not just enduring the challenges but using them to propel ourselves forward. Every challenge is a chance to grow. Embrace them. So the next time life throws a challenge your way, remember, it's not a hurdle. It's a stepping stone towards growth, towards self-improvement, towards becoming the best version of yourself. Are distractions stealing your focus? It's a question that many of us can answer with a resounding yes. In a world filled with endless notifications and constant demands on our attention, maintaining focus can seem like a Herculean task. But let's take a leaf out of Steve Jobs' book. Jobs, a paragon of focus and prioritization, believed that innovation is saying no to 1,000 things. So, it's not just about deciding what to do, but also what not to do. Imagine your mind as a spotlight. The wider it spreads, the dimmer the light. But when you narrow it down, concentrating on one thing at a time, the light becomes brilliantly intense. The key is to say no to distractions and prioritize what truly matters. So start saying no to the good so you can say yes to the best. Remember, it's not about having time, but about making time. How well do you communicate in your relationships? This thought-provoking question sets the stage for understanding the essence of balanced communication. Let's delve into a fascinating study by Marcia Losada, a renowned psychologist. She uncovered a golden ratio in conversations, particularly in relationships. For every negative comment, there should be at least 5 positive comments. This 5-to-1 ratio is not about sugarcoating reality or avoiding difficult conversations. Rather, it's about acknowledging the good alongside the challenges. It's about fostering an environment of respect, appreciation, and positivity that cushions the impact of the inevitable criticisms and disagreements. Remember, balanced communication is not just about what you say, but how you say it. It's about the tone of your words, the expressions of your face, the gestures of your body. It's about listening as much as speaking. Effective communication is the key to harmonious relationships. So ask yourself again, how well do you communicate in your relationships? Do you believe in your ability to change and improve? It's a simple question, but one with profound implications. Belief, after all, is the first step towards action. It's the spark that lights the fire, the seed that grows into a mighty tree. But it's not enough to merely believe. You must also take ownership of your life, of your actions. You see, change isn't something that happens to us, it's something we make happen. Every decision we make, every action we take, shapes our destiny. And that's a powerful thought. It means that we're not just passengers on this journey of life, we're the drivers. We decide the route, the speed, the destination, but it all starts with belief. Belief in our potential, belief in our worth, belief in our ability to rise above challenges and become better versions of ourselves. So ask yourself again, do you believe in your ability to change and improve? Believe in your ability to change because you are the master of your destiny.